Ladies and gentlemen, it's me, James Swinney, on a Wednesday afternoon right here in the studio on Wall Street. And guess what? It's about that time. Just one day removed from the holiday weekend. The sun is shining. Again, the interns, they're working. And sadly, because of a series of YouTube-based upload issues, you may not be seeing this. Well, you might be seeing this a lot later than you should. But don't worry, guys. Be happy and imbibe. It's time for Happy Hour here in the Big Apple. Now, U.S. stocks, they're higher in choppy trade this Wednesday afternoon as investors take in better than expected data and the latest developments between Greece and its creditors. And with that stated, let's first begin by following recent trends. In Greece, investors remaining optimistic of a deal despite Prime Minister Alexis Tsipras' statements that the country will still go ahead with a referendum this Sunday. Now, Dow futures first soaring this morning on news that Tsipras accepted lenders' conditions in a two-page letter originally sent to the heads of the European Commission that requested only minor revisions to their suggestions regarding pensions and tax reforms. But Greece already becoming the first advanced nation to default on the IMF when it failed to make a 1.5 billion euro loan that was due yesterday evening. Investors also keeping an eye on Puerto Rico, which has indicated difficulty repaying its debt of $72 billion. Now, yesterday, the island's Electric Power Authority, or PREPA as it's known, reached a deal with creditors to make its $416 million payment. And here on the economic front, ISM manufacturing beating expectations, 53.5. Construction spending rising 0.8% in May, 6.5-year high. The ADP private sector employment report creating 237,000 jobs, beating expectations, while manufacturing PMI in June falling to 53.6. That's the lowest level since October 2013. Now, you team that with the U.S. dollar up against its major counterparts, crude oil futures about 4.25% lower following a supply build, and gold futures down about $2.50. And you have yourself a session where 3 stocks advanced for every 2 decliners over at the New York Stock Exchange. Let's now take a look to see how the markets have shaped up to close out this, the second to last trading session of an abbreviated trading week. And on the corporate front, airline stocks falling on a report that the Department of Justice is investigating whether the airline carriers are colluding to grow at a slower pace, this in part to try to keep airfares even higher. That's ridiculous. And if you want more corporate news, check out the Market Movers report from earlier with ModernWallStreet.com's own Sarah Pizon. And with that stated, kick back, relax, give yourself a drink, give yourself and have one as well. And listen, if you watched the Women's World Cup yesterday, USA all the way, I didn't see it, but I read the headlines. Also, Aldo pulled out of the fight with McGregor. That's horrible. I was going to spend money on a pay-per-view for that. Believe it or not, I happen to have an employee that's watching European field hockey, and France and Belgium are tied. Yes, I do know that. And with that stated, I'll see you tomorrow, last day of the week. For ModernWallStreet.com, I'm James Swinney.